Sometimes it takes a little while for our connection to go. Okay, it looks like we are live. Welcome to day 2 of the Conscious Business Bootcamp. If you are new here, my name's Cami, intuitive life and business coach, and we are diving in today on your offer. We are diving in on your offer. We were diving in on selling your value. So if you're watching the replay, go ahead and drop hashtag replay below. If you are watching me live, make sure you can see me and hear me. So go ahead and comment below. I'm going to take a moment to share this into the Facebook group. We have a private Facebook group called 5K in 5 days, and I'm just going to drop it over into there. Perfect. So now we're everywhere. All right. So let me know who is here with me live. I know Lisa said she was going to be here. Monique was here this week. And we have a couple real estate agents in the group, so I love to honor them. So again, if you're here for the first time, let me know. And let me know what your business is. This challenge is designed for service-based business owners. Service-based means that you offer them a service. Okay, Monique is here. Lisa's here. Beautiful. Awesome. So let's dive into this. So a couple of things for today. I want to let you know, especially if you're catching up and watching replays, you're totally fine. Like, don't ever, my clients are such high achiever perfectionists that they have a hard time like not doing it the right way. And I just want to offer that any way that you do this challenge is fine. And what I really want from you all is that not only are we going to shift our mindset, right? I don't just want you all saying, wow, Cami, this was great. Thank you. Such good tips. What I want is that this translates into you taking aligned action. So first, what I want to do is you can go ahead and type in the comments. Let me know what actions you've taken so far. And if you haven't, that's okay. You can again set your intention for today because I'm going to give you another piece of homework today to take action so that you can actually get out there and sell your offer to more people, get out in front of more people, make sure more people know about you. Okay. So before we do, what I first want to remind you of is that putting yourself out there for what your service is can feel very vulnerable. It can feel very scary. It can feel like you're about to put yourself out there to get rejected. And so don't worry, call number 3 is all about rejection sensitivity. And it is normal. It's like a normal human experience to want people to like you, to want people to accept you, to want people to give you positive feedback. And we just know how the internet is, right? Like we know that the people who are positive and supportive, they're usually silent. They're usually in the background. They're usually not saying like, hey, you're amazing. So we really need to do the work every single day to cultivate the feeling of like this, what I offer is amazing. I'm amazing. And I'm the perfect person for my perfect client. Okay. So that's what I want to remind you of. It can be hard in the first 5 years of your business to like believe that there's actually people out there watching you. But I promise you, if you just start to realize you already have relationships that you've built, if you just look on your Facebook page, you probably have 200 people from like past networking groups, past places you used to live, past jobs you used to have. Like you already have a network. You already have people watching you. So that's what I want to start with, is actually noticing that you have a network. Now we're going to start talking about specifically what your offer is, what it is, how much it is, and then 3 beliefs that could get in the way. And then I'm going to show you how to solve these 3 beliefs. So if you already have your offer and you already know the price, go ahead and drop that in the comments. If you don't know it, I'm going to give you some coaching to be able to work through it today so you can choose your offer. Then I'm going to go ahead and give you some homework so that everyone who's watching this call, whether you're watching it today or you're watching it in replay, you're going to take action on your offer today. Okay, that's what I want for you. All right, Monique says, I started my journal for positive thoughts. Amazing, Monique. Amazing. That's such a good way to get started. All right, so let me know what your offer is. Let me know if you know the price. Go ahead and type it in the chat. And I know I have at least a few real estate agents in the audience. So I know I've worked with real estate agents in my group coaching and also in one-on-one. I know typically you're making a 3% commission. So what I would break that down as is like, okay, my service is $3,000 or $5,000. And this is what they get. Like, this is why they want to work with me. Okay. So tell me your price. Tell me what it is. Tell me what your offer is. Sometimes I work with people who are in a service that has a package, right? So I had a client who was a personal organizer. And so she has like a 5-pack, like I'm going to come to your house 5 times to help you organize. And then if you buy 10 of them, you get a 10% discount, right? So it's okay to have different levels. I work with also service providers who maybe they offer a marketing package, right? They're saying, I'm going to build your website. Your website's $5,000. Or I do have some people in my containers that are coaches. So they say, I'll coach you for 6 months and the price is $4,000. Okay. So if you know your offer, type it in the chat. But here's the 3 things that I want to coach you on when it comes to your offer. There's 3 beliefs that we need to take a look at. And these are the 3 beliefs that are going to make or break you, right? These are the 3 things that you've got to like consciously connect with each day. I want to move this microphone so I can lean back a little bit. I don't like leaning in. I like leaning back. I like being more relaxed. We need to consciously be thinking about this as we're going out into the world and making offers with people. This microphone is new and I don't love it as much as the one that's at my home office. So I might have to replace it. Let's see what Lisa has to say. Lisa says, I don't know what my offer is or the price. I'm laughing because one of the things you said in the first call is that people say, I don't know, but is this the part that's keeping me stuck? Or maybe that's just a belief. Yeah, it's definitely keeping you stuck, but don't worry. We're going to get through it together on the call today, Lisa. So I got you. So of course, anytime we're making an offer, if we're making it from scratch, our brain is going to say, I don't know. But here's how you want to walk yourself through it. All right. You want to think of 3 things. First thing is, what is the result that I'm getting my client? Okay. So what is the result that I'm getting my client? And your brain is again going to be like, I don't know. Right? Like my personal organizer client, she was always like, I just don't think people value what I offer because like they can clean their house themselves. And what I said to her, because I was actually her client, she came to my house to clean my house, to organize it. I said, yes, everybody is capable and everybody has the skill to organize their own house. They can do it. It is a possibility. But the reason that they would pay you is because they cannot get themselves to do it, right? Their garage has been a mess for the past 10 years. Therefore, the value that you offer is you get it done sooner. You take the pressure off them to do it, and you guarantee that it's going to get done in a certain amount of time. So therefore, someone would pay a rate of $200 to have somebody come to their house and do what they're unable to do. Okay? Hi, Connie. Good to see you. Hi, Deborah. Welcome. All right. So, Lisa, we want to start with that question. Number 1, what is the result that I offer? And you want to think about like, what are they stuck with? How am I helping them? Then the second question to ask is, how long does it take to get that result? So I'm going to go back to my personal organizer client because this is really useful. Typically, people would want to just start with like the garage. I just want to clean the garage one time. And yes, she could sell them one package for $200 to come clean the garage. But when you think about the reason why somebody wants to start cleaning and organizing, it's because they're wanting to create calm, spaciousness. They're wanting to save money because when you're not organized, you lose things and then you have to buy them again because you're like, I have one, but I can't find it. So they're wanting to save money. They're wanting to save time. They're wanting to feel peace in their home. They're wanting to feel like they're abundant. They want to find the things that they know how to find. And for her, what I helped her with is it's actually more beneficial for an organizing client to not just do 1 session, but to do 5 sessions. Right? So we're going to start in the garage, then we're going to move to the master bedroom, then we're going to move to the living room and the kids' playroom, then we're going to move to the kitchen, right? And she actually made a plan for them on these are the things that we're going to do over the next 5 sessions, over the next 3 months, and your home will feel peaceful and abundant in the next 3 to 5 months. And we do 1 session per month, or we do 1 session every other week. And the result for her is she had $1,000 package. So anytime I'm coaching a service-based business owner, I want to offer, let's get you to a package that's at least $1,000. And here's why. When you think about a sustainable business, this is how I screwed up in the beginning. So remember, I used to do personal training sessions, right? Before, when I was a health coach, I was a health coach and I used to do personal training sessions. I think they were like $65 a session. Or I would like sign packages of personal training and they were like $600 a month. So we want to be thinking of something that's sustainable, because what's going to happen if you're selling something that's a lower price point and that the people are not coming back around to buy, you won't have a sustainable business. So this is for Lisa or anybody else who hasn't discovered a package yet. Let's get a package together that's at least $1,000. Now, if you cannot believe, because this is the third question you want to ask yourself, what is the price? And this is going to be different for everyone. What is the price that I would feel comfortable telling someone, that I would feel like I'm getting paid the right amount and the person would pay me this amount? Okay. Now this is going to be different for everybody, but the reason why I use 1,000, I'm going to go back to early on in my business. I hired my first business coach. And this might have been my second business coach, my first one-on-one business coach. I hired her to help me in my business for 3 months. And I paid her, at the time, it felt like a lot of money. I paid her $1,500 that I didn't really have, right? And I invested in my business. I invested in a one-on-one coach. And I remember I was trying to sell my coaching, right? I was trying to sell it was health coaching and it was personal training. So it was both. Like I was helping them with their nutrition and I was helping them with their fitness. And I remember her telling me, this is $1,000 package. Go sell it. It's $1,000. And as soon as I don't remember exactly what it was. Maybe it was like a 6-week program, a 12-week program. I can't remember. But I needed somebody at that time in my life, I needed somebody to give me permission, right? Permission to profit, permission to sell. And at that time, she was the one who gave me permission to sell something for $1,000. And as soon as she told me that, I went out, I made a couple posts on Facebook, I gathered a couple leads, I connected with a couple people, and within 1 week, I had sold $1,000 package. And I can remember my belief in myself skyrocketed. I was like, wow, I can actually do this. I can actually build a business. So this is what I want for you. This is why I want you to just make a decision on this call, because the next part is then going out into the world and offering it. Okay. And that's going to be your homework for today. So Lisa, as you're working through this, let me know what's coming up for you and let's get to an answer by the end of this call. And anybody else who's watching along with replay, let's get to an answer by the end of this call, because here's why. Once you pick a price, once you pick an offer, right? I call this the perfect offer protocol. The way that it's actually perfect is that you decide. Okay? There's actually no such thing as like the perfect price, the perfect offer, the perfect way to position it. That is all just a story that's keeping you stuck. The perfect way to do this is to make a decision and then go out to tell people what your decision is, how it is that you work together. That is how you do this. Okay? All right. So Monique says, my offer depends on buyers versus sellers. All right. So Monique, let's break this down. Go back to what result am I getting them, right? You might have a different commission basis based on buyers versus sellers for real estate. And you will have a different result that you're getting, right? I want you to think more about, I want all of you to think more about the emotional results. And this goes for people too who maybe are in network marketing. I do have some clients who are in network marketing. You all sell the same product, but technically the service is the relationship with you. So I'll give you an example again, because I've had several real estate clients. Why should they hire you? What's your personality like? What are you really good at? How's the experience going to be for them? How are they going to feel through the buying process? How are they going to feel through the selling process? And how do you deliver that? So I'm going to give you an example. I had a client, I helped her. She was a one-on-one client for 6 months. She did so great. She's a perfect example of this. She represents sellers. She decided she wants to do sellers. That's her niche. She wants to be really chill. She wants to be part-time in her real estate business because she has a full-time job. And she started to say, you know what? I'm just chill. I just help people get their house sold in a really chill, low-key way. My type of clients are typically single soldiers or, like families that are just very chill. They just want to get their house sold quickly. They want to have a pretty good profit on it. And we just text back and forth and I make sure they have all their documents in order. And her previous job was a lawyer. So she's like, I'm really good at the documents. I'm really good at the paperwork. And that's why they're going to hire me, is because they know that I'm going to do the paperwork appropriately. So I'm the chill real estate agent. I'm going to do all their paperwork. I'm going to make sure all their legal documentation's in order, and they're going to sell their house quickly. They're going to sell it within 45 days. So that was her service, right? So real estate agents, y'all do the same thing technically, but you're all going to be doing it differently. And I always tell my real estate agent this too, because I'm a consumer, right? And the only thing that I see real estate agents do is post a picture of themselves on a billboard where they're just posed really awkward. And they're like, hire me. And I'm literally like, why? Why would you ever spend any money on this billboard? Like, your photograph didn't make me like you better. In fact, I think you look weird. You're not telling me anything of like what's in it for me. And in fact, I will run away from somebody who has a billboard real estate agent. I'll be like, nope, you're a no, because you're very awkward. Okay. So you want to create connection and safety and comfort and an actual relationship with your client so that they're like, hell yeah, I could see myself working with you. Like, if I'm going to spend money, if I'm going to be investing money in whether it's buying a house, whether it's buying coaching, whether it's buying an organization service, or whether it's getting help with their marketing or videography or photography, they want to know that they're putting their money into a person, into a human, that they are skilled, right? They're going to get the result that they want from the photographer, or I'm saying photographer specifically, and they're going to enjoy like the transaction of it, right? Because none of us wants to pay money and not enjoy the experience. All right, so I'm going to pause here really quickly. I'm going to check the comments. And then these are the 3 questions we're asking ourselves. What's the result that we're going to get? How long does it take to get those results? And then what's the price that I feel comfortable, that I could just tell people, like, this feels good. This price just pops into my head. I can go out there and sell this today, right? I want you to pick that price. And then for those of you who are commission-based, your price is set based on the commission. But why should they choose you? What's the experience going to be like by choosing you? Why are you the best option? Okay. All right. I'm going to check into these. Perfect. All right. Lydia, I'm going for it. I love this long comment. I'm going to read it and see if I can summarize it. Okay, beautiful. I love this, Lydia. Lydia's doing a great job. So Lydia is a real estate agent. My listing fee is 6%. So to me, it sounds like you're representing sellers. My listing fee. Within that fee, I am by your side throughout the whole transaction. I help facilitate repairs for your home. I help negotiate offers and present them to you. I help get your home market ready. I pay for professional photos, marketing, host open houses. We are a family, and I'm not afraid of hard work. And then here's an example. I helped install a toilet and vanity at one of my current listings. I help decorate, help facilitate professional cleaning and landscaping to make your home market ready. If you go out of town, I will check your home and secure. I'm able to absorb as much of the stress as possible to make the process of selling your home as seamless as possible. Amazing, Lydia. I love this. So see here how she described herself as it's seamless as possible. It's stress-free. Now, the homework I'm going to give you, Lydia, is shortening it, right? So when I'm thinking of your homework for today, and I'll tell you all, it's going to be, I want you to make a video, or I want you to make a post, or an email if you have an email list. Your job here, though, is to get this very concise and very clear, so that if you go to a networking event or you meet somebody for coffee, like, you just say, I help my sellers sell their homes stress-free. I go above and beyond taking care of repairs, staging, and it ends up being seamless. They feel like they got everything they needed from the process. they didn't feel stressed out at all. And they got their home for more than they sold, right? Like something very, very short and quick. Okay. And then I'll use an example of, now let me offer this to you. Most of my clients get caught up on the perfect way to say it, which is why I call this the perfect offer protocol. Like I'm kind of joking a little bit because there is no perfect way. The best way to do this is to be willing to do it poorly and bad over and over again until you start to get really clear and really concise. So now what I say as a life and business coach is I help perfectionists have inner peace and profit. I help perfectionists have inner peace and profit. But it took me 5 years to get to that, right? I said it a whole bunch of different ways. But now I can say it really clearly. All right, I'm just going to review for the buyers. I help facilitate viewing homes, pointing out concerning aspects of the home. I'm a market expert and aggressive with my research. I provide buyers with knowledge during the transaction. I will help facilitate repair requests. I will help negotiate offers and repairs. I make myself readily available to go see homes and adjust to my buyer schedules. Okay, I'm going to give you a little more coaching on this, Lydia, for the buyer side. There was something about the seller side where I felt an emotion. I was like, she's really there for them. She's really changing toilets. Like she really cares about them. Like they're like her family. For some reason, when I'm reading what you're writing for the buyers, it feels a little more transactional. So what I'd love to see for you, Lydia, like maybe shorten it a bit and you can post it in the comments, is what's your personality? Like, are you like fun and hyper? Are you more like, I'm aggressive? Like, let's go. We're going to get what you want. Like, we're going to do it. Are you like, let's go. I'm super available. Come on, let's go. Let's hop in the car. I'm going to adjust my calendar, like schedule. We're going to get you a home. I'd like to know the personality that you approach the buyers with, right? Because I said to one, like my other client, she's a chill real estate agent. Use the word aggressive in here. So like describe that a little bit more. And let's get to the feeling of like, what would be the result for the client who works with you as a buyer, right? And I'll just speak from a buyer's perspective. We want what we want and we want it at a cheap price. Like literally buyers want like the impossible, right? I want everything I want. I want it close to everything and I want land and I also want it cheap and I want everything updated, right? So how do you help them get what they want? All right. Lydia says, I'm easy to get along with. I value honesty, integrity, operate my business with professionalism, and I'm not afraid of working hard. I really like that. So I think for you, Lydia, like this working hard thing sounds like that's what you're leaning on. Like that sounds like what they're going to get out of it. Lydia says, I shared photos of me changing my own tire and tied it into real estate. Yes. So good. I love that. I absolutely love sellers. Way stronger listing agent than buyer's agent. And I could feel that the way you were writing, Lydia. So like, this is an opportunity for you to consider, like, do I want to go all in on sellers? And you don't have to, but this is when we really start to consider, like, where do I shine? Where does it feel really easy for me to communicate what I offer? And maybe this is what you do is like lean into sellers for a little bit, right? This is just a thought, right? You can take it or leave it. All right. Monique says, I tell all my sellers it's my job to make this transaction so stress-free for you that at the end, you say that was easy. I will take care of everything first, from your paperwork to repairs. I love this. I love the conciseness of this, Monique. And to me, the vibration I'm getting, like the feeling that I get from what you're writing here is that they can trust you. They can rely on you. So like you could literally start communicating this as like, I want to make sure I'm not like saying the wrong words here to make it sound like something else, but something around like that was easy. Like sell your home the easy way with me. I take care of all these things, right? Okay. So I want to circle back to Lisa because I know Lisa was first here. Lisa, tell me what you've got. I'll continue coaching you on this. And then I'm going to start moving into homework. Okay. So like, what do we do from here? So remember on day one, we talked about our thoughts and how our thoughts create a feeling in our body and how that feeling in our body is going to drive our actions. So I still think your intentional action behind the scenes is every morning you're journaling those positive intentions, those positive thoughts. And here's the second thing. This is what you need to do before you're about to make a post, before you're about to go to a networking event, before you're about to send an email, like whatever way that you're going to do your marketing, whether it's in person or online. These are the 3 things that we need to check in on. Excuse me. This is what's known as the belief triad. So we have 3 beliefs we need to check in on. The first one, and you can rate this right now for yourself. You can rate this on a scale of 1 to 10. So 10 would be I 100% believe in myself, my ability, or like I 100% believe in this, 100%. A 1 would be like I'm having a really hard time believing in this. Like I don't feel like this is true. Okay. So here's the 3 things. First thing, belief in yourself in the terms of the service that you provide. Now, there's a caveat to this. So it's like belief in yourself, scale of 1 to 10. How much do you believe in yourself? Here's the tricky part. So I see a lot of my clients believe in themselves and their service and like, I'm damn good at what I do. But I want you to also rate how much do you believe in yourself as a marketer and a seller, right? Because all of us get into this business, whatever our business is, because we have a passion and we want to help people and we're good at it. But then you have to learn how to sell and market and become really good at sales and marketing. So you are the number 1 salesperson. Most of you have, or the only person in your business. You might have a virtual assistant or something. So check in with yourself. How much do I believe in myself? Then how much do I believe in myself and my ability to sell and market? Okay. Number 2, how much do I believe in my process? Like the way I do things. So again, this is like my skill, my ability, the way I do things. Scale of 1 to 10. Then the third one is how much do I believe in my clients' desire for what I have and willingness to pay my price for it right now. Scale of 1 to 10. So I'm going to review this. The first one is belief in yourself, right? Belief in yourself to go out and sell and market. Second one is belief in yourself to deliver, right? Like the actual service you provide, the process. And then the third one is your belief in your clients, their desire to buy what you have, and their willingness to pay the money right now. So go ahead and let me know in the comments where you're at, scale of 1 to 10, belief in yourself, belief in your process, belief in your clients. And if you need to put a little star in there to be like, belief in myself as a salesperson, let me know if that's different as well. All right. Lisa says, as an intuitive life coach, I empower individuals to overcome obstacles and build momentum towards achieving their dream life. 6-week coaching program, which includes 2 calls per week. $1,000 for the transformational package. Amazing, Lisa. Look at you. You did it. So first of all, let's celebrate Lisa. On this call, she came up with it. If you all are watching this replay and you do not have your offer, I'm going to challenge you to pause it right now and write out your offer. Just decide. Okay? Now, Lisa, let's go into your belief on this and let's see how you feel about the pricing. Let's see how you feel about your client's willingness to buy it. And then how you feel about your ability to sell it. Okay? All right. So now we're going to move into what do you do next? Because there's going to be action homework with this. And y'all have the weekend, right? It's Thursday. So you have all weekend to do this. And I still advise you to do it today because we're in the momentum of the coaching. We're in the momentum of the challenge and the container. So I want you to do this today as your homework and as an incentive. I told you I was going to give you all prizes. For the first 3 people who do this and tag me, okay? You have to tag me or else I'm not going to see it. You also need to make sure your profile is on public. So if you tag me on Instagram, it's at Cami Kennedy. If you tag me on Facebook, it's at official Cami Kennedy. Okay? Cami Kennedy Life Coach. So you're going to tag me in your homework, and here's what your homework is. Ready? Take notes if you're a note taker. Here's what you're going to do. I have it written down to make sure that I got this correct. So you're going to make a video. And I really, really encourage you to make a video, even if you feel like you're not good on video. And here's why. All of you on this call, or all of you watching this replay, to my knowledge, you're going to work with a real human, and you're going to have to talk to them face to face at some point. And so people feel more connected to people when you can see their face, you can hear their voice, you can see them on video. And the better you get at just being normal on video, right, which is just practicing, just talking to the camera like you're talking to a person, the better you get at this, the more visible you'll be, the more comfortable you'll be, the more you'll get out of your head, the more people will see you, the more people will find it, the more they'll hear about you. So I'm encouraging you, when you do this post, do it on video and tag me. All right. Now, tell me what platforms you're using. Okay. I prefer to use Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. So if you're going to tag me, you're going to tag me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, or all three. Bonus points if you post it on all three. Okay. This is what we're going to do. You're going to make a video, and I'm going to give you the structure of exactly what to say. Then I'm going to demonstrate it to you. Okay. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. Number one, in your video, what do you do? Right? Specifically, like, what do you do? How do you help people? Number two, who your offer is for. People need to know, like, hey, this is for me, right? So I say I work with perfectionists, high achievers. They're like, yep, that's me. I'm always working hard, trying to be perfect. They know it's for them. Number three, what are the benefits of them doing the thing, buying your thing now, booking the consult with you now? What are the benefits to them doing it now today? And then number four, what are the next steps? Like, what are the easy next steps? Okay, I'm going to review this. So for your homework, you're going to make a video. I would say try to make it 5 minutes or less, but if it's 7 minutes, cool, whatever. Sometimes we talk too long when we're learning how to practice. So don't put pressure on yourself, but like, just do it. One of my coaches in the early days of my business had me do this as a challenge, and it transformed everything for me. I just decided, you know what? I'm going to show up with courage. I'm going to just say what I need to say, even if it's wrong. And then I built a 6-figure business by doing that over and over and over again. This is the secret, friends. You have to just keep putting yourself out there over and over again, being very clear with what you offer. So number one, what you do or how you help people. Number two, who it's for. Number three, the benefits of them doing it or buying it right now. And then number four, the next very easy steps. Like, just tell them what call to action to do next. All right. Okay. Now what I'm going to do in a second here is I'm going to show you exactly how to do this. I'm going to tell you all about my program, because my special announcement is today. I'm opening up my group business coaching program to you all in this container first. You guys get first access to it. I'm going to tell you all about it, and I'm going to tell you about it in this format so you can see what it's like to hear it and hear somebody say it. Okay. We'll get there in a second, because I know people have been asking. People want to know how to work with me. I'm going to tell you exactly how to work with me. All right. But let's find out here what Lisa has. All right. So belief in self is a 7, belief in process 6, belief in client 6. Because I'm not sure of what I'm offering. I'm not confident in my belief in myself because I've never done it. Yeah. All right. This is really, really good, Lisa. And I'm going to stay on Lisa for a second here. So this is going to be relevant for those of you who are in like the first year of your business, right? Like, you're trying to get your first client, or like real estate agents who just passed their test, or someone who maybe just changed niches, changed industries, right? Like, I changed from health coaching to life coaching, and I had to believe in my ability to life coach, even though I had already been health coaching for 5 years prior to that, right? So what we do here is 2 things. Number one, you want to think about any education that you have, Lisa, and this has to go with anybody. If you're starting to not feel confident, you want to think about any education, any books you've read. And as an intuitive, right? Like, those of you who don't know, intuitive is like feeling into this intuitive felt sense. It's like a spiritual process. And sometimes it feels like it's hard to describe because it's intuitive, it's internal, it's like an internal knowing, right? But Lisa, I feel like this is good for you and anybody else who's like selling something that's kind of intangible, is you can think about books that you've read by other intuitives or other spiritual teachers. You can think about people that you follow, right? You can use them as an example. So you can kind of see like, oh, there is a process, right? Like as an intuitive, in order to be more intuitive, we need to meditate. Well, if I don't know how to meditate, what would be the first step? Well, it would be like going outside in nature and just like taking 3 deep breaths, right? So what you want to do, Lisa, is start to break down like, what would I teach somebody who is really wanting to overcome obstacles, feel empowered, build momentum, achieve their dream life, and I'm going to do 2 calls per week. What things would I help them with? And you just have to decide. I've done this with my client before. I helped her create a $1,000 package. She had 6 calls. We just decided this is what we're going to do on each call. You have to just decide what you think the people will need. And then, of course, you can intuitively flow, but you have to decide, okay, these are the important things I would need to teach somebody who wants to achieve their dream life or who wants to get started in 6 weeks, right? The next thing that you would want to do, so either you look at like other people who maybe have systems or processes that you can borrow, right? That you can be like, okay, this is what I would teach them. The other thing you can do is look at your own life. So if you look at all the skills you already have, Lisa, or anybody else, like Monique and Lydia, same thing. You already have the skills because it's just who you are. Now you can start to look at all your experience, all your education, all your skills, and use yourself as the example. Right? How did you become an intuitive? What are your daily practices? You can just start teaching them exactly what you do. It's already what you do. You're already an expert at that because you're already doing it. Right? And here's the good news. I also do life coaching certifications. I do intuitive life coaching certifications and I do coach trainings for my coaches. And so here's what I tell them, and this works for everybody, even if you're not a coach. There's 3 things: certainty, energy, and embodiment. Certainty is just like, I'm more certain than the other person. The energy is just the energy you hold in your body, which is just like, I believe I can help you, and I believe I love you, and I believe I want to help you, right? So there's this energetics of just feeling like connected. And then the last thing is embodiment. Like if you're embodied, meaning if you walk the talk, right? If you know you're good at it, if you know that like these things work, whether you're a coach or whether you're a real estate agent, as long as your belief, right? You're at a 6 or a 7. As long as that is higher than your clients and you're more certain than them, you can help them. And remember, if you're helping somebody who's wanting to be intuitive, they're not intuitive, they're going to trust you because they're like, okay, you're intuitive. I haven't figured this out yet. Okay. So I want to offer that to Lisa and to everybody else. All right. Monique says 9 in herself, 5 in the process, 10 in the clients. Let me know if I understand if that's the correct order for you, Monique. And then Monique, type in the chat, what do you think your biggest challenge is when you're thinking of your beliefs? Lydia says, my biggest fear is videos. Okay, so for you, Lydia, what you might do is a voiceover. So you can do what's called B-roll, just get a video or something of like a flower, a house, right? It doesn't even need to be you, but do a voiceover over the house and say what it is that you typed, but say it. You don't need to put your face on video, but hearing your voice would be just as good. So that's what I want to offer for you. All right. Monique said, I took your 2-year sabbatical and starting over. Yes. So Monique, this is really normal. And I want to offer this to you. I've had several clients who've done this. Whatever happened, like something happened in their life, or they decided to take a step back, or they moved, right? Like a lot of military spouses move all the time. So I want you to consider that you're not starting over. You still have all the experience you've always had, and you know how to connect with people. You are really good at what you do. But I'm curious for you, Monique, where is it that you're feeling like you're challenged in your belief? Because I wasn't clear on your number, so go ahead and drop it in the chat. All right? Okay. So here's what I'm going to shift into. We're going to be here. I have a little bit of extra time today, so if anybody needs additional coaching, don't worry. I'll stay a little bit extra because I have a couple of announcements. I'm announcing the Permission to Profit group. I'm announcing that you all here who are active, who are engaging, who are on my email list, who are in this challenge, you get first dibs to becoming a part of Permission to Profit, which is my 6-month group business coaching. So I'm going to tell you about it. I want you to also take this as a point to consider, like, do I want to be in it? Do I want to apply? Do I want to be part of the 10 women who are going to be in this group program together, learning how to double our revenue over the next 6 months? So I want you to think of it from that lens, like, do I want this? Does this feel like something that I'm ready for? Like, am I ready to go for this? Am I ready to really like dive into my business, make it happen, like not just talk about it, but actually do it, right? So I want you to be thinking about it from that lens. And then if that's you, you're ready to go, I want you to apply, because I'm opening up applications today. And they're only opened up to, there's about 50 people in this challenge who are active. I'm opening it up to 50 people first. The way I'm going to be doing the applications is by first come, first serve. So the sooner you get your application in, the sooner I'll be able to review it, and the sooner you'll be able to get accepted. So just think, I only have 10 spots. I'm going to be opening up to 50 people. Then next week, I'm opening up to 10,000 people, everybody in my audience. So I want to make sure those of you who are here, you're engaged, you're doing the work, you're showing up. You're the type of clients who I love working with because you get it. You're here for it. You're like, I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to show up. I'm willing to be coachable. I'm willing to work on myself and my beliefs. I want to offer this to you first. Okay. So here are the details of the group. And remember, I'm doing this right now in the format that I'm asking you to do your videos on. So I'm going to teach you how to do it. I want you to consider applying and actually get in and apply today. But I also want you to use this as seeing how to talk about things on camera, okay? So let me just make sure the dates are clear. So today is September 12th, 2024. I'm opening this up for those of you in this challenge to apply and get accepted before September 16th. So you have this weekend through Monday to get this done. This is really, really important because after that, it opens up to the public. After that, it's going to be flooded with applications and I cannot guarantee your spot. So you want to get in today, as soon as possible. Your application only takes 15 minutes. I'm going to ask you a couple of specific questions about your business. I'm going to ask you where you are specifically at your revenue. I'm going to ask you what your goals are. And then you will get, within 24 hours, you'll get a response whether or not you're accepted to move on to the next step. Okay. But here's what the program is. It's called Permission to Profit. It is 6-month group coaching, group business coaching. So the reason I did this challenge is, number one, I want to have free material for anybody who's just not ready and available to invest in coaching right now. I get it. I was there early on in my business. I could only spend and invest about $1,500 at a time, right? Now, once I got really serious about my business and started investing $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 in my business, my results compounded because the level of coaching and the level of mentorship I was getting was increasing with the higher investment, right? I was working with better coaches. I was working with more skilled coaches. So I want to let you know, when you have your money, when you have skin in the game, when you have money invested, you show up differently, which is why I'm also offering an investment for you all. You can do this free program, but here's why you want to consider joining the program and actually investing. It's a 6-month program. We start in November. Right now, we're in early enrollment. Here's why you want to do early enrollment. So early enrollment is this month during this challenge. The reason you want to do it is because you can get started early. You're going to get access to bonus coaching calls. You're going to get access to my online materials. I have money-making materials that are behind the scenes that I give to my clients. You're going to get access to those early. You're going to get early access to breath work, and you're going to get early access to a special payment plan. So you can start your payment plan early, spread the investment over 6 months, and already start making money sooner. I always ask the question, like, why would you ever want to not make money sooner rather than later, right? So I want to implore you, if you want to make money, apply for this. And I'm going to drop the application in the replay. I'm going to drop it up there so you can actually apply today as soon as we're done with this call. All right. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Cami. I'm an intuitive life and business coach. I built a 6-figure business in 4 years from speaking, coaching, and training. My 6-month program is called Permission to Profit. The reason you want to start now is because we'll work on 5 things together. We're going to work on managing your emotions. This is the number one thing that gets in the way of my clients' progress is feeling afraid, feeling scared, feeling sad, feeling defeated, feeling despair, hopelessness. And when we get stuck in these feelings, we do not make money. So my job as your coach in this container is to help everyone be able to process their feelings. So we're going to teach you how to manage your emotions. Then I'm going to teach you my process called spiritually aligned selling. What I teach in selling is that selling and owning a business is a spiritual process. It's an expansive process that is important for your growth. And it's important, like you're a miracle already just by existing, but also your special medicine, like your special gifts in the way that you show up in the world and the way that you help your clients, whether you're in real estate, whether you're in coaching, whether you're in the healing space, your special gifts actually help the world. I believe that so, so deeply. And so in spiritually aligned selling, I help you get to this place of feeling like the world needs this and I need to share it with the world today. And then when you're having any sales conversations with people, I help you actually help overcome people's objections, right? Because the reason why people don't buy is because they're afraid. They're afraid they're not going to get the result. They're afraid they're going to spend the money and they're going to be disappointed. And so I help you to overcome your own objections. I help you overcome other people's objections in a really loving and neutral way, because none of us wants to be a pushy salesperson. Okay. Then the third thing that we work on is marketing. I call it marketing made easy, marketing the easy way. Each of you is going to follow a process that's individual for you, and you're going to go on the platform that's correct for you. So you don't need to do marketing my way. I see so many people get stuck in marketing because they're trying to do it inauthentically in a way that's not useful for them. And so during this group program, you are going to find out the way that's marketing in an easy way for you. Okay, that's the third thing. The fourth thing we work on is planning for profit. So unfortunately, just our society doesn't really teach women how to build wealth and doesn't really empower women how to manage money. So I'm going to teach you how to plan for profit. I'm going to actually walk you through spreadsheets. I'm going to teach you how to set aside money for taxes, how to set aside money for investments, how to actually pay yourself, and how to overcome any of these feelings of anxiety that come up when you start looking at money. And then lastly, and even most importantly, step number 5 I'll teach you is money mindset rituals. So these are the things that help you to lean into abundance mindset, feeling like you have enough, no matter where you're at in your business, even if you are at 0, right? We all had to start at 0. And setting up money mindset rituals that help you to feel abundant so that you can recognize your growth, because you cannot get to a 100K business by telling yourself it's not enough. It's not enough. I need more. It's not enough. I need more. You cannot. Or you will, but you're going to feel very miserable the whole time because no matter how much you make, it'll never feel enough. So we need to solve that problem for you. So these are the 5 pillars. Throughout the 6 months together, we're going to be together on group coaching calls. So it'll be like this, except we'll actually be on Zoom. The beautiful part about a group is that you get to see that you're not the only one struggling. So many times, clients in isolation think that they have a big problem and their brain is just negative and it's just not working and it's all about them and it's their fault. And what's so beautiful about being in a group coaching container is you get to share in the coaching on the same things because you're all going through the same things. We all are. And it's so beautiful to hold space for each other, to encourage one another and to be like, yeah, I'm feeling down today. Let me support you. Or yeah, I was going to ask that question and get coaching on it. And that helped me to hear you get coached. Because a lot of times it's really, really helpful. Sometimes when we're getting coached, we're like too much in our feelings. And watching somebody else get coached is often way more impactful. So this is the power of being in a group coaching container. Okay? All right. So here's why you want to do it now. You want to do it now because you want to make money now. You don't want to be waiting until next year. I know some of you have already given up on your goal. You're like, well, it's September. Like, how much money can I even make? All the holidays are coming. No, I'm not going to let you give up on your goal. You are going to work your business right now, starting today. And I want to support you in that because I see so many people feel so optimistic at the beginning of the year. Then the end of the year rolls by and they're like, well, I guess I'm not going to make my money this year. We need to stop doing that. We need to stop doing all or nothing. And we need to continue going even when we're discouraged, even when we feel like it's not working. So that's why I want to help you get started now. So when you apply now, today, right after this call, you're going to get early application. You're going to get bonus coaching calls, bonus breathwork calls. You're going to get access to those replays as well. And you're going to get access to all my resources. So I have money mindset resources, I have videos, I have money tracking resources, and I want to get you doing that as soon as possible. And then remember, the sooner you apply, the sooner you can get accepted. You can take advantage of the payment plan, and that's going to allow you to actually get started making money now and take use of that early enrollment payment plan. I don't know that I'm going to be doing the payment plan whenever this goes to the public. This is going to go to the public in October. I think it's all going to be pay in full for the public. So that's what I want to let you know about, right? You guys are going to be asking about the investment. I'm going to tell you the investment after you apply, okay? Because there's a question on there on the application about the investment, about what you're prepared to invest. And as soon as you hit submit, within 24 hours, you will get an email response that either says, yes, you're accepted. Here's the next steps. Here's the payment options. Or it's going to say, hey, we have some more questions for you, right? Based on where you're at in your business. Here's how you know if this is for you. If you are either in the first 5 years of your business, or you're maybe coming back from a break in your business, or you're wanting to get to your first $100,000, or you're wanting to build back up to $100,000. So there's going to be 4 income groups. Right now, if you're making like $1,000 a month, you can apply. If you haven't sold your first monies yet, your first thing yet, you can still apply. What we're looking to do in this group is double your revenue in 6 months. So if you're at 2K, we want to get you to 4K. If you're at 4K, we want to get you to 6K and then to 8K. As soon as you have $8,000 of consistent revenue each month, you now have a 6-figure business. Now, some industries have lower months, right? So my real estate agents, you might have an $11,000 month, a $22,000 month, and then you may have months where you're just prospecting. So the other reason to join and apply is because we don't want to lose momentum and lose our belief during those months where we're not making the money yet. We want to hold the belief because especially real estate agents, typically your buying cycle is 3 months out. So the people that you're meeting now aren't going to actually buy or sell with you for the next 3 months. So we got to keep you moving and grooving, high energy, high belief, meeting people, telling them what you do, so that in 3 months, you're actually cashing that commission check. Okay? All right. So in review, you are going to head to the link. As soon as this is over, I'm going to drop the link up in the, what is it called? I'm going to drop the link up above or down below, wherever it is. You can apply. I'm only going to drop the link inside of the Facebook group. So it'll go inside the Facebook group, and then it will also go out with the replay via email. That's going to come to you today. All right? All right. Now, if you have any questions on the group itself, go ahead and drop them in the chat. I'm going to get right back to your homework, and I'm going to get right back to your comments, and then I'm going to talk about prizes. Ready? Lydia says, but my voice is what I'm most scared about. I'm tone deaf to my own accent, and I have such a draw that I'm embarrassed. So how do I overcome that? Lydia, this is so good. I had this same thought. Like, I don't technically have an accent, but I have like a low voice. And I was always like, my voice doesn't feel feminine, right? I want it to feel like a lady. And I've always felt like I've just got this really deep voice. And so I remember in 2017, I wanted to start a podcast, and I was feeling so just like embarrassed about my voice. And I'm like, nobody wants to hear this voice. Gross. And I remember having a conversation with one of my fellow coaches, colleagues, friends, and I was sharing that with him. And I can't remember exactly what he said, but I remember the gist. Like, I remember the feeling. And he was sometimes I love talking to male coaches because they're just very direct. And this is how I am as a coach too. Sometimes I'm just very direct. He's like, that doesn't even matter. Get over it. And I was like, actually, you're right. So the way I think about any insecurity I've ever had about my voice, about the way I look, about getting older, right? I'm going to be 40 soon. And I'm like, ooh, I don't look like I'm in my 20s anymore. Like my weight got a little heavier, like all the things that happen. Remember, I used to be a fitness model. And so when I look at my body now, I'm like, oh, like I just don't look like I'm 20 anymore. And for a lot of people, that can really, really hold them back. So here are two thoughts that I want to offer to you, Lydia, and to anybody else who has any type of insecurities around their voice, the way they look. Here's how I use it. I think about it like this. Couple of thoughts. First thought is, there are people out there who really like my voice. And I know this because I've been told. They're like, it's just so cool. It's so raspy. It sounds like Miley Cyrus. And I was like, okay, cool, right? So there are people out there who really like my voice. There are people out there who really like my accent. And I don't know what your draw is. Like, I don't know if you're Southern, right? I have a lot of clients who are Southern and they're like, I have too much of a Southern accent. Here's what I think about Southern accents, because I don't have one. But here's what I think, just as a human witnessing Southern accents. I think they're endearing. I think they're like, they remind me of, I can't remember her name. The actress from Legally Blonde. I just think they make people likable. They're warm, they're safe, they're likable, they're down to earth. Like, there's just this innocence about a Southern accent. And so when there's an innocence, like I feel automatically like they're trustworthy. And remember that your perfect people are going to resonate with your accent. So whether English is your second language and you feel weird about like saying, like having an accent, you're like learning English, I feel like your perfect people will always appreciate it. So I want you to have that thought that there are one or two or three people out there who will absolutely love it. And another thing you can do is think about your past clients. Think about your one best client. Think about them being more out there. Like, just think about math. There's 8 billion people in the world. And if you're local, right, we're here in Fayetteville, there's 200,000 people, population in Fayetteville. Even if there was just like 10% who wanted what you have, that's still 1,000 people. Even if there's just 1% of them who would work with you, that's still 10 people. If each of those 10 people paid you $1,000, that's $10,000. So I always will ask myself, if I'm scared about something, I'll put the money on the line and I'll say, am I willing to let this insecurity hold me back from making $10,000 today? Like, I will literally coach myself through it. And then I'm like, nope, I'm going to go out there with my raspy voice. I'm going to go out there with my 40-year-old face. I'm going to go out there with exactly how I am. And somebody is just going to resonate with it and love it. And then as a result, I get to help them. We get to have an amazing relationship together. It gets to be fun. I get to help them transform their life and business. They get to have a completely new life as of meeting me because I had the courage to show up just as I am, speak my truth exactly how I say it, in the words, in the voice, and the tone that I say it in. And the other result is I get to reach my business goals, my revenue goals, right? So I always think of the money that I make is directly proportionate to the amount of people that I was able to help. And then the amount of people I'm able to help is always going to be directly proportionate to the amount of internal fear and anxiety that I'm willing to overcome. So that's what I want to offer for you, Lydia, and anybody else on here. This is why this is a spiritual expansion to have a business. It's inviting you to go in deeper to yourself and be willing to show up for people who need you specifically, helping them with their toilet. Okay? Good. Lydia says that gave me a whole new perspective. Thank you. You're welcome. So get out there, record your video, and tag me in it. And here's what we're going to do too. For those of you who are in this challenge, let's also support one another. When you do your post, if you see other people who are in this challenge, give them a high five, hands up, heart, love on them. Because it is scary to make posts. But Lydia, if you tag me, I'm going to light it up. I'm going to tell you great job in the comments of your post. Okay? All right. Let's talk about Monique now. Monique says, I'm not used to not being a high producer. And I've been struggling this year, my first year back, So I feel like I'm doing something wrong. Yes. So let's talk about this. A lot of people are going to go through this. All this is an identity shift. Okay. So I have clients go through this when they have a baby. I have clients go through this when they get married. I have clients go through this when they move, right? Their military spouse, they move to a new town. They're like, well, back in my old town, it was easier. Or before I had a baby, it was easier, right? It's just because you haven't set up your new identity yet. So for you, Monique, and anybody else in this position, if you've gone through a transition, right? You're like, I was this, now I'm this. You have to set yourself up for your why now. So now, I can tell you're making it mean that there's something wrong with you because, quote unquote, you're not being a high producer. And I don't know your numbers, but I'm just going to like make it up, right? So for Monique or anybody else, like you did something before, and this happens a lot too when I have clients who, like, I have a client who made $350,000 in her job, like in her actual job before she started her business. Then she started her business as a consultant in the same industry. And in her first year of business, she sold $350,000. But when you run your own business, you have expenses. So she was only able to pay herself like $100K. And I know you guys are thinking this is crazy. You're like, if I could pay myself that, I'd feel amazing. But I want you to think about it this way too. It's kind of like you're used to making $40K at a job, right? You're used to making $40K, $40 to $50K at a job. Then you start your business and you're mad at yourself because you're like, well, why can't I make $40 or $50K in my business? What's wrong with me? And it's because you still have to learn your skill set and your identity, and you have to be willing to show up again and again and put in the work to get there. And the problem is when you tell yourself you're doing something wrong or you're not good enough, it's going to drain your energy. So for Monique, I would like for you to consider, why would you choose in this season of time, right? I think there's reasons why you now want to do your business differently. And this happened with me too. There was a time in my business where I was working really hard, really hustling. Then I started to run into some health issues. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm willing to slow down on my $1 million goal to take care of my health. I'm willing for it to take 5 years for me to make $1 million instead of taking 3 years. Because my priority now, my identity now is integrated wellness. I'm spiritually whole. My physical body is healthy. I'm sleeping well, and I'm making money. So before, I only had the goal of making money, and I did it, but I sacrificed my health. So for you, Monique, you want to consider, why do I want to do my business this way now? How can I make that really sexy? And how can I make the new money I'm making feel sexy and like it's enough? And I want you to type it in the chat if you've got it, or I want you to reflect on it. We have to create a new identity for where we are now and why this is exactly where we want to be and why we definitely want to build our business this way. And I think this happens a lot in the real estate industry because I've had several clients here who have felt that pressure because we have so many people in the industry with like Lamborghinis and like $1 million listing, right? Like there's all this pressure to be like this multimillionaire, this like fancy person who's selling multiple millions all the time. And one of my clients, I coached her through this, and she's like, no, I want to be able to enjoy time with my family while my kids are little. I want to be able to spend time at the lake. And like, I want to grow my business at my pace. And for me right now, I think for her, her goal was like, you know, everybody was saying like, you need to sell 50 houses a year. She's like, I'm good with selling 12 houses a year. And here's why. So you needed to define why you want to sell X houses a year, X amount, because how is that going to allow you to live your life in the way that you want to live it? Because a lot of times we're sacrificing something to be a high producer. And we're sacrificing something in order to be a high producer or a high achiever or an overachiever. And it's usually because underlying, we're looking for accolades and awards to validate ourselves. to make us feel good enough. So a lot of times this is a self-worth issue. And this is what we coach on inside of my group coaching containers as well. We coach on like, why am I doing this? Like, why do I think I need to be doing this? And then what we want to do is we want to unfollow and unsubscribe from anybody who's perpetuating this thought in us. So I had my real estate client, I was like, unfollow everybody who's telling you that you need to sell millions or you need to be selling 50 houses a year. And I'm like, start following people who are living the life that you want to live, like slow, chill life, hanging out with the kids, hanging out with the backyard, enjoying summer, being able to help families, create wealth through real estate. Like, and as soon as she honed in on that, that's when she had her $22,000 month. She's like, yeah, I'm just going to do me. And that was enough. Okay. Whew, we've done so much today. All right, so we went a little bit over, but I wanted to give you everything. So here's our final announcements as we wrap up this call, especially for those of you on the replay. Some people are still joining the challenge now, so I want to make sure you don't feel like you're behind. You're fine. Everything's okay. So here's the announcements for what's happening next week. Here's the announcements for what's happening this weekend. And here's your reminder to get your application in to coach with me, to be one of the 10 women who come into Permission to Profit 6-month group business coaching. We officially start this in November, but we're in early enrollment now. The benefits of early enrollment is you get 6 extra weeks with me. You get bonus calls, bonus resources, and you get to be actually first in the group. Because once I open this group up to the public and it's going out to 10,000 people, it's going to fill up quickly. And I don't want you to have to wait until next year to start making money. I want you to be able to start making money now. Yeah? Doesn't that feel great? Like, let's actually get this done. The goal in this group coaching program is for you to double your revenue in 6 months, to start setting your sights on doubling it. So if you're at 1,000, we want to get to 2,000. If you're at 4,000, we want to get to 6,000, then 8,000, right? We want to set your sights on building a 6-figure business, a $100,000 business in the next 3 years. So the first thing you want to do is apply. Once I drop the link, you're going to want to head over and apply immediately. You want to get your application in for early enrollment before September 16th. Okay, so you have the weekend. Step 2, you want to do your homework. Your homework is to post a video. Your video is going to say what you offer, who it's for, and then why that people should do it right now, and then what the next steps are. When you tag me in this, I'm going to be giving away first 3 people who tag me. You are going to get this journal. It's called a 369 Manifestation Journal. When you tag me, 3 people are going to get this physically sent to their house. 369 is a way to manifest. This is your affirmation journal. So it's literally what I taught you, how to actually, it has spaces for how to write your money affirmations each day, how to reflect on your thoughts and beliefs. And this journal is good. It is 90 days. It's literally 90 days. So the first 3 people, when you tag me in your video, you're going to get a physical copy of this journal. Everybody else who tags me, you're going to get a digital copy of this journal. So you can print it out yourself. You can use it. All right. Now here's the rest of the announcements for next week. Included in this free challenge is breath work. Those of you who are not familiar with breath work, I invite you to do it because it's transformational. We're doing it virtually. It's going to be happening virtually, and you'll get an email about this. It's going to be happening virtually on Monday, September 16th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. There will be a couple things you need to do. You're going to have to register for it and make sure that you sign the waiver. The only reason we're signing the waiver is because breathwork is not good for pregnancy. So we just want to make sure nobody's doing heavy active breathing during pregnancy. Okay. But the purpose of breathwork, I'm doing a special class called Business Breathwork Breakthrough for you to take any of your thoughts, any of your feelings, any of your emotions. I'm going to guide you through an amazing playlist that's going to help you feel empowered, And it's going to help you get over the self-doubt, the fear, the insecurity, the disappointment, the failures, like anything that's come up for you this year. We literally do a primal scream during breathwork. We scream it out. We need to scream it out sometimes. And then after the very end of a breathwork session, you're very relaxed, you're in a meditative state, and you'll just be able to let go of anything that's holding you back. So that is going to be part of this challenge. You do not have to do it, but the reason why I recommend you doing it is because the emotional piece of growing a business is very real. And most entrepreneurs are not spending times adequately dealing with their emotions. The way I was able to grow so quickly is because I got really good mentorship, business coaching, mentorship. Then I got really good emotional support to take care of any of my emotions. After I felt vulnerable or after I felt like I failed, I always knew that I could process that emotion. So that's what's coming up next on Monday, September 16th. The next two calls, our final two calls, are going to be on Tuesday, September 17th. That one is going to be all about rejection sensitivity, right? Fear of people telling you no. We're going to talk about all that. And I'm going to give you some more emotional tools. And then next Friday, the 20th, September 20th, so it's actually going to be Friday next week. That's going to be the last day of the challenge. And then we're going to lean into fear of success. And it's very interesting. A lot of people have subconscious beliefs that are keeping them from the money they want to make because they think it's going to come with some type of consequence. So we really want to dig into that. Like, what are the thoughts and beliefs that are keeping you from 100K? And I'm going to teach you some emotional, some energetic tools to attune you to be in the frequency of 100K. Because every amount of money has a vibration, has a frequency. It's science. And when you can attune yourself to that amount of money, you can make it. Okay, so that's what we got going on. Any other questions before we sign off today? All right, you all are amazing. So I'm looking forward to receiving your applications. Get them in as soon as you can. The applications only take 15 minutes. It's just some questions about you, some questions about your business, like a general understanding of where your business has been at this year, in the past 3 months, and then what you want to get out of the program. As soon as you apply, your application will be reviewed in order, right? So the sooner you get it in, the more of a chance you have to be approved and accepted to be part of the 10 women in this group coaching program. If you end up having any questions about the coaching, reply to the email. I'll answer all of the questions in that email. And then I'll make sure that over the next couple lives that I do, that I make sure everybody's questions are answered. All right? Beautiful. All right, Lydia, you are so welcome. You have a great weekend as well. All right, let's ground you out. Let's set our intentions. Take a couple deep breaths. We did a lot today. Let's take a couple deep breaths. Imagining when you make your video today or this weekend, that there's one person on the other end of that video that's like, yes, hell yeah, I want to work with them. They're the right person for me. I like the way they talk. I like the way they look. I like their vibe. Imagine that you posting this weekend will create $5,000 for you. Just let that sink in. Let that be a possibility. And then one more deep breath. Big sigh, let it out. Shake off any insecurity. Get out there, make your post, get your application in. I will see you on Monday for breath work. Then I'll see you on Tuesday for day 3. Everybody, you all are amazing. I'm already proud of you for doing what you do. I look forward to seeing your post with your tags in there so you can win some prizes. And I look forward to getting to coach some of you inside of Permission to Profit. You are so welcome, Monique. I'll see you all later. Bye, Lisa. Bye.